folks along the road, just as they were standing. All the lads and lasses there, all with smiling faces, gathering along the Scotswood Road to see the bleeding races.
It rains. Oh, it's back through Madison.
1962 on a summer's afternoon, we took the bus from Bambras and she was heavy laden. Where we went along Collingwood Street, that's on the road to Bladen. Oh, me lads, you should have seen us gunning, passing the folks along the road just as they were standing. All the lads and lasses there, all with smiling faces, gunning along the Scotswood Road to see the bleeding races.
Yes, people, welcome back to another video. John Sinclair TV back again for a match reaction live between Newcastle United and Athletic Bilbao. And yeah, Newcastle won by 2-1, ending their pre-season with on a high with a goal for Callum Wilson and ASM. And Bilbao got one back, which was a little too late, but they were a better team just after they got that goal where they got a goal back. So I got some comments flying in. Big up to Sefton. Big up to you. Another 3 points. I wish it was 3 points far away. Big up the Revenger, the Indonesia. I feel like I watched a Newcastle match at a good time from the time zone. It's so difficult when you live abroad, especially on the Far East. It's so tough. Big up to Jules, one of my mods. Evening to you. Okay. And while I was watching a Liverpool game, I'm in the garden. Well, you're at the right place at this moment in time, my guy. And good performance from Spencer, where have you been, mate? Haven't seen you for ages, man. But welcome back, by the way. And Jules as well. I've got Tony, by the way, as my guest, the co-host. How are you, Tony? Okay?
Yeah, not too bad, John. Not too bad. Watched the game. Well, I eventually got on and watched the game, and I missed Callum's goal. And then, but when I saw the rest of the first half, it wasn't a bad first half, and we seemed to control it okay. Bit worried when Bruno went off sort of with that injury, but thankfully he came back on and he was fine. So he was able to play 88 minutes. Second half, not long just kicked off, and I thought I'll nip and get myself a drink. Went and got myself a drink, and what happens? ESM scores. So all I caught was a celebration. But you know, I saw the Athletic goal. They come back, so it was 2-1. But they were more going for the goal to try and get the equaliser, and they had chances to score against us. You know, Kraft looked a little shaky after that, but Dubravka made that terrific save where he saved it not once but twice. But we hung on, and I think you could see they were getting tired towards the end, around about the 80th minute, that they just had no legs. I would have thought you might have brought a few players on more to give them a bit more minutes, like some Munoz and that, maybe give them 15 minutes or something. But, you know, I can understand that he wanted to win the game. But all in all, 2 wins, 1-0 last night, 2-1 today. Now, funny enough, if you had asked me from your prediction last night for today, I was going to say 1-0, funny enough. So technically, those games the other way around, I would have got them right, the results. But yeah, but no, absolutely terrific. But yeah, it's great. It's just, do you know what? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's only a friendly. It's all about fitness at the end of the day, you know. But no, all good. And then obviously there was that ruckus between Richie and one of their players, you know, and thankfully the referee was a bit lenient towards them, didn't brandish any red cards. If that had been the other night in Portugal, I'm sure that referee would have brandished a red card. So yeah, at least the referee kept a lid on things. But no, other than that, 2 games, 2 wins, great start now. All we've got now to look forward to is the Forest game next Saturday. And let's go out there. Let's go and get 3 points. And let's start the ball rolling early.
Absolutely right, man. I mean, I thought we played well today, in my opinion. I thought we defended properly. We looked a bit, like I said, looked a bit knackered when Bilbao got that goal. And he had a few chances as well, of course, but again, didn't take them. But Bilbao had some better chances too. The Black had a double save. And I thought that's going in, but he did so well. But I got some comments, by the way, before we bring out the team selection, team lineup as well. Good evening, both. Even to Gareth and your wife. Great result. Do you think we are now ready for the season? For me personally, I think we are. We could do with a right side midfield and someone up front and a midfielder. But other than that, I think we're going to be okay. I think we play like we've done, we'll be okay. Against the Forest team, we'll give it a go. I think we might just do enough. And yeah, no caps, please. Mags debate, I'm not going to bring it up, mate, but I've got your message. Madison and Cornet will do for me, but I'm not going to bring it up there because it's in capital letters. So we got to Sefton, love to the top Tony, or we are lads. He likes the top, by the way. And Paul, I haven't been in a match, mate, I'm afraid. And I forgot to say as well, if you like the video, like what you see, hit the like button. Also, hit the subscribe button as well if you like what you see. And if you like to super chat, and then just click on what you want to give, what the channel is worth, and you'd like to become a member, hit that join button as well, 99p. So I've got Inaki Williams, looked good for Bilbao. Spencer, he did. He looked very, very good. Garcia's a danger man for them. I tell you, glad he didn't start. Ori lads, the Dean, or your win. Big up to something again. 2-1. I haven't got a clue what the score was. Bloody Owen didn't watch the match then, mate. Who starts a goal for Forest? Pope at the back. I think it's going to be Pope or play safe to start at the back. For me, that's going to be a tough one. Eddie Howe's got tough decisions to make. I love competition. We're going to come on to Madison a bit later on, Ian, mate. As Toon said, we'll tie towards the end. That's true. Exactly. Bloody hell, no caps. I did even know it was well, mate, it's been no caps on me sure, or anyone's sure for a long time. It's like shouting. If you do it on caps, it's shouting. We don't need to shout, don't we? Big up to Paul, by the way. I think we play well in both matches, and Anson is going to be class with us. I totally agree. You're going to go into the team lineup. Eddie Howe picks his team, and I'm going to get up now and look at this one for you. And this is Eddie Howe's gone with. It looks like he played a 4-3-3, and he played the back in goal, and the back four is going to be Kraft, and on the right back, the other side is Paul Dummett, Jamal Lascelles, and Sven Bottom at the back. The midfield three are Bruno, Joe Willock, and Joe Linton, and up front, Matt Ritchie, ASM, and Callum Wilson in between those two. And Tony, what do you think of that team lineup, mate? Were you happy with that team lineup?
Yes, I was. I was a bit concerned with Jamal Lascelles being in there, if I'm honest. But thankfully, he didn't put a foot wrong today. I thought in the defence, Botman again was outstanding. You know, he looks a real player, and I mean, I think once the Premier League starts, he's going to be one of the rocks that we've got at the back. Anyway, but our back lane's looking a lot stronger now anyway. Obviously, Emil Kraft won't start. It'll be Trippier ahead of Kraft anyway. They see Dummett get a run out as well. But yeah, all in all, not a bad team. And I mean, Willock ran his heart out as well. He played well. He'd done some good touches and some nice little runs from Willock as well. So you know, he was unlucky a couple of times, but you know, he done all right. And obviously Callum's firing. Maxi's firing now. Maxi needs to carry this form on into the Premier League, but he needs to do this on a more consistent basis. We can't just have him flashing him one game and then not producing it for another 3 or 4 games. You've got to do it consistently. And if he does that consistently, then I've got no problem with ESM. Not at all. And, you know, but other than that, no, I was quite happy with that side. Good lineup. And, yeah, another great victory.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Billy wants to come on as well, by the way. So I'd love to get Billy on as well. So I'm just going to send her the link now. Yeah, I thought you're right there. I thought Botman looked absolutely fantastic. I thought he did. I thought Emil Kraft. I thought, you know, when he had a foot race against Inaki Williams as well, where he got through on the right-hand side, he cut inside, and I thought he was defending Kraft today. I think he did all right today. I thought he's going to be unlucky for just getting to the team. But one thing I will say, Kraft with a fantastic backup for right back. He also played left back as well, needs to be.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Kraft is quite versatile, isn't he, at the back? So, yeah, we're lucky in that position. But obviously, we've got Dummett as well, who can play left back. And yeah, so we're quite blessed, I suppose, and which is nice because you like to have at least a player for each position, not just in the starting lineup, but also on the bench as well. So at least then you've got the backups. And I mean, Bondswell came on again after he came on last night as well. But I thought he done all right. I mean, he ran from left back to right back to force that player to put the ball over. But I thought he had another, even though he wasn't on the field long, but he done well enough for the time that he was on field, Matty Bondswell. And I think he's going to be on the bench week in, week out now. And I think we're going to see him come on for little cameos maybe till he gets up to the pace of the Premier League. But overall, no, pretty happy. And yeah, well done, the Mags. And hi, Billy. All right, mate?
Cream crackered, mate. Been a long 24 hours.
Hey. Right, so big up to Billy. How are you doing? You look a bit cream cracking. You look a bit tired. You stopped it all night, Billy.
Feels like it. I haven't. No. Didn't watch long last night. Obviously, with the problems with the stream, it's horrendous trying to commentate on the dancing footballers.
Yeah,
but we got through it and got to the end of it. 22,000 views. And then today was find it hard at the end to get the stream working, but in the end we got it, and yeah, I think we're gonna have similar kind of views for today. So yeah, it's been a hectic 24 hours to say the least. Didn't help on me falling asleep 10 minutes before the kickoff or an hour before the kickoff and just waking up just in time. Didn't help at all, but there you
go. Tell us about it, man. Yeah, I mean, look, go on, Tony.
Yeah, do you think last night with the way the stream was going, do you think Steve Bruce was messing on with it because he knew we were slating him online?
It looked like a Steve Bruce team, didn't it? Backward, forward.
Yeah, it did. And but I bet whoever done that got sacked last night. Because when the stream came back, there was no sound, was there?
Well, I wasn't so bothered about that because obviously I was providing sound on my own. But yeah, I mean, it's hard when you haven't got the Atlanta didn't put a team sheet forward either. So I knew about three of the players. It was kind of hard that way. And today I didn't get time to look at a Bilbao team sheet. And again, I knew Inaki Williams, but the rest, not a clue. So it was a kind of number 36 to number 24 over to number 7. It was kind of one of them commentaries, but it worked. We got there.
Wow. You know what? I had a few people today, Billy, come up to us and say they can't even watch the match and they live in Newcastle. I got mine from minute 1. So I was quite lucky to get my game on the day. And I'm glad I watched the whole thing. But look, at the end of the day, I mean, 180 minutes of football and Newcastle. Eddie Howe's got a tough choice to pick for next Saturday's game. I mean, who starts in goal? Who's going to be at the back 4? Who's going to be in the midfield 3? And who's going to start wide? It's going to be tough. He's got a tough ass there.
He has got a tough ass because he hasn't played what I consider to be his first side together, has he? He's mixed and matched it, and he was kind of hamstrung by Joe Linton getting sent off in Benfica, which meant he couldn't do yesterday. But yeah, I'm not so sure. I mean, I hope to God we don't see Lascelles play next week because although he didn't really do too bad today, his ball passing ability is awful, isn't it? And shares 100% better. So I think you'll see Target at left back. I think you'll see Trippier coming at right back. Although Kraft again was fantastic again today defensively, but Trippier yesterday, I mean, some of the stuff he did defensively not so great, but as a footballer, the time he gives himself on the ball doesn't matter. If he's got men on him, he can get his foot on it and take it down, and gives himself time. He's an awesome footballer, so I think he'll be back in. And obviously, Matt Ritchie isn't going to start next Saturday, is he? Absolutely no way on God's earth.
Nah. I mean, the thing is, though, what makes us laugh is why is Eddie playing players like Matt Ritchie where he knows that he's not going to be at the club? I just don't understand it, you know? He's playing, is he for a shot window maybe? Or is it just think, you know what, I've got to whack him in anyway?
I don't know. Maybe we'll be the club. We don't know, do we? I mean, only takes an injury or two and he's going to have to play. So with no minutes in his legs. I mean, I don't know how you tell if it was Matt Ritchie. He's got no legs anyway, but you know, he might have to get used at some point if we don't sign anyone on that right hand side. Who knows?
Exactly.
I mean, he's got problems out there because Jacob Murphy last night was absolutely appalling as well. So
it's awful, wasn't it? It is absolutely awful. I
He's
can't
got
have him
problems out
in my team.
He was terrible. Absolutely woeful last night was Murphy. I mean, you know, some of the crossing was like wayward, wasn't it? And just, he can't hit a barn door, can he? He couldn't score in a brothel, never mind hit a barn door.
Tony, I love that Eddie Murphy up front. Do you know what I mean? At least he's got the moves. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah,
or,
he has.
Or Sherry Murphy up front. Eddie and Sherry Murphy up top. Do you know what I mean? Howe.
Yeah.
As long as the husband's been coaching, we'll be all right, I guess.
Exactly. Bless. Very hard work in it. You did us proud yesterday. And that was from Wien. And big up to Danielle. Big up my guys. Big up. Thanks, Danielle. Big up. And, you know, Daniel's my G. Episode hi to Danielle. Hi to Kevin. Richie was more effective than Murphy. That's from Jordan.
I think he was.
He was. Yeah. I mean, listen, I might be a bit critical of him, but he comes in, he's done the job today. Jordan, do hit the subscribe button if you can, mate. I think it's your first time. And Foxy as well. Great commentary, both Guy and Billy. If you struggle to get the lineups of opposition, always go on the official club Twitter when they name the starting their 11.
Yeah, Atlanta didn't do that, did they, John?
No, they didn't. I had a look last night as well, and I couldn't see it either.
I'm not sure about Bilbao, because as I say, I kind of overstepped a little bit. Yeah, but definitely for Atlanta certainly didn't. The only news we had that was that Duvan Supata was starting, and that's all we knew, really.
Yeah. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I mean, I'll try to look for it as well, but I found it in the end, though. But I thought the commentary was good, by the way. I won't mention the channel's name, but it's well documented. So, yeah. We still need a striker, right side midfielder to give us a competition for the players not to replace if he is injured, in my opinion. That's a fair shout. I mean, to be fair, Chris Wood, I mean, what do I think of him yesterday? I mean, can't come. He can't have been the first team, but he kind of starting game.
Well, listen, before he scored, he was absolutely dog shit. After he scored, he looked a lot better. He had a bit of confidence in him. He was attempting to take balls down in his chest. Actually, the ball was sticking for a little while, but yeah, he can't be starting with him.
No, definitely not. No, I mean, he took his penalty well. No, no doubt about that. He sent the keeper the wrong way, and he took his. He scored the penalty. Thank God he scored it as well. But yeah, like you see before that, but he was absolutely woeful, wasn't he? He's not a Premier League striker. He's not what you call he's a striker, but not a goal scorer. There's a difference between a striker and a goal scorer. He's a striker. He's a target man more than he is a goal scorer. He's not going to get you 17 to 20 goals a season. He normally gets between 10 and 12. Last season being his worst season in the Premier League.
Yeah,
certainly. I totally agree, Dan. Bonswell could have a good future at the club. I mean, I feel like I like this guy. I mean, I'm not gonna say custom sort of thing for that. I'm not gonna say, look, at the end of the day, right? He's only young, all right, and he's gonna have time. It may take a cool few games for him to get through, but for what I've seen of him, Billy, I think he looks absolutely good.
I thought he did a lot better against Benfica than today, but today Iñaki Williams went out and stood on him, didn't he? And kind of created a lot of space around him. They got round the back of him 3 or 4 times. He wasn't as good today, I didn't think, but against Benfica, he was also absolutely fantastic. He's a young kid, isn't he? 18, 19 years of age, lots of potential, going to be a fantastic player. Bags of pace, looks strong also. But as I say today, he got a bit naive defensively today, I thought. But yeah, I think he's got a massive future ahead of him. He looks a really good player.
He does. Would Steve Bruce pick him? I doubt it very much. He probably wouldn't.
Probably in goal.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't know who he is. Do you know what I mean?
We'll have a clue.
Exactly. Billy, I would have you playing, mate. The backer for me, But I'm a big fan of Dubs. Very good goalkeeper. I won't have anyone see it different. Cool rain, as each your word, mate. And Atlanta had it up the 11. Maybe they uploaded late. They did. I looked at it very late. Wasn't that Wood with a lovely flick to Target's chance yesterday? We can at least say there's an improvement that we still need to bring in the forward. Absolutely. No caps. Thank you very much. Loving Cam's commentary. And yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, ASM today, Tony, I thought he played really well today. He was chasing back. He was pressing. I thought he was excellent today.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, John, you know, he looked absolutely brilliant today. You know, maybe Eddie Howe's got into him properly with having the first pre-season with him and has got him telling him that he needs to track back as well as play forward. He seemed to pass the ball a bit more today as well. Obviously, by the sounds of things, took his goal well. Like I see, I just literally missed that. I just went in to get a drink, which was one of those things. By the time I got back outside to see it, I just saw his celebration, which was awesome, by the way. But no, he had quite a good game today. And if, like I said to you earlier, he's got to do that on a consistent basis. You can't just do this for one game, go missing for 3 games, and then come back and do another worldly performance and then go missing again. You've got to do this consistently, you know. And if he does this consistently, not only will he be doing well for us, but he'll also get the France squad for the World Cup. And I'm pretty sure he would. But, you know, at the end of the day, Didier Deschamps isn't going to take him unless he sees him produce this form week in and week out. And that's what he's got to do. And if he wants to be a Ballon d'Or winner in the future, well, he's got a long way to go to be that. Because like I say, he's got to keep producing them performances. But, you know, long may it continue.
Yeah, absolutely. What about you, Billy? I know you're a big fan of ASM and, you know, big fan of him. And what's your take on this game today?
I thought it was outstanding. I thought, honestly, he's added a bit of intelligence to his game, a bit of nous. He's laying the ball off rather than trying to beat players that he can't beat. So, yeah, and I thought when he needed to, he went at the players and beat players. He didn't cut inside as much. And the run for the goal was fantastic. The finish was great with his right foot. Great counter-attack goal. Yeah, so I was really impressed with ASM today. And, of course, he did get back and help also. Yeah, I was really impressed with him. Like Tony says, it's about consistency now. We can't see this game once every 3 months. We need to see it every week to that standard. And, yeah, if he does that, then we're going to save ourselves an awful lot of money because he's a top-notch player on his day, isn't he?
Absolutely. Yeah. And the thing is, right, it's going to be a big, big season for him, by the way. A full season under Eddie Howe. If he produces it every game, then, okay, you can have a few bad games, yeah, but our home games are expecting to do the business as well. And I think it'll be a big, big player for us as well. I never want him to leave the club. Absolutely no way. The young Athletic has a big future. Is bonds well with the rest of the team. John, you won't tell the commentator's name. And he calls the twat as well. John?
Commentator was today.
Peter Lamacans.
And I can't think of the other one.
Who's the first one? I can't remember.
Yesterday it was Steve Howe, wasn't it? Steve Howe was
Steve Howe.
I don't know who he was with.
We'll find out who it is in due course. Billy's commentary yesterday was top notch. Kept us at a 10, especially the first half when the stream was all wonky. You know what? I have to go back on and watch it on very, very soon. But I will do it eventually. And let's put it this way. I had 150 people watching the show yesterday. 3.6 million views as well. Had a bit of watch along. I would be over the flipping moon. Still, it is what it is. Does Billy have Community Shield on his TV?
Just put it on now. I haven't seen the goal. But yeah,
Liverpool 1-0. Trent Alexander.
1-0 Liverpool. Billy's Ronaldo. Daniel had me in stitches yesterday. Bless. I still listen calls like me. What do you make of Coventry's new home shirt?
Well, it's retro, isn't it? They originally had that design in the 70s, so yeah, it's a nice shirt. Yeah, nice shirt. The Hummel makes some nice kits, actually. Nice kit maker.
Yeah, I like Nike shirts, by the way. Nike's and Adidas for me. Miggy and ASM playing the Prem, as they have done the last 2 games. This is looking good, I have to agree. I think last week you pick a Loving Crans, and yep, there you go. And there you go. Yeah, I mean, Tony, who else has impressed you today in the game? I mean, we talked about We've got to respect to our Botman, by the way. I mean, how good was he? He defends properly, doesn't he?
He does. He's a monster at the back, isn't he? And I mean, the thing is, also when he blocked that shot in the second half, at the end, he didn't dive in. He just stood there, stood firm like a brick wall. And that's a good thing. He might be 22, but he's actually sensible as well. He doesn't just dive in for silly tackles to give silly penalties away. He actually defends properly. He's a proper defender.
He is.
And, not just from obviously today's match, but obviously also yesterday's match as well. There was a few, I thought Pope did well in goal. He done a couple of good saves yesterday. Trippier, yeah. I echo what Billy said earlier on. Yeah, defensively, okay, a bit wayward, but other than that, going forward and that, he was, different player altogether. Miggy done all right last night. He didn't get his goal, unfortunately, Murphy weren't impressive at all. But no, overall, but last night's game, that most of the players played all right. Shaw played well last night, as did Byrne. Burns just emptied his pocket and just found Zapata in there. Because he kept him quiet all night. Because I thought I was mainly watching for him, and I thought, if that's how Zapata is, I don't want him at Newcastle. But then again, you've got to go down to Dan Byrne. How good Dan Byrne was, big Dan Byrne, stopped Zapata all night, and like I say, he's just took him out of his pocket this morning. But Target played well, Matty Target had a good game. And then today, Maxi, like I say, he impressed. Dummett didn't have a bad game; he was quite solid. Botman as well played well. Dubravka had a great game, pulled off a couple of saves. Overall, between the two teams, they both played well. Eddie Howe's got a massive headache next week, but that's what you want as a manager. You want that kind of headache because that's when you earn your corner as a manager, and that is when you say, right, okay, I've got to now pick my best 11 out of this. How do I do that? And he's got to pick the best 11. Now, there's going to be a few players disappointed to be sitting on that bench next Saturday. But at the end of the day, Eddie is the manager and he gets paid for doing that. So let him have that headache.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't want to be in his shoes, picking that team, picking that 11.
Great.
Because it's going to be a hard pick next Saturday. But good luck for Eddie for doing that.
That's what he gets. That's what he gets paid for. Do you know what I mean? So, and
hang on, Jazzy's music.
Yeah. that could be a telephone call from James Maddison. It could be for Paul as well, sort of. It's how I'm doing on the channel, sort of thing. You never know. I was going to say, got some comments from the Billy. I actually like the way he kicked today. Blue, yellow, good. Definitely feels different. I can't put in a bit on that. Bottom was a rollback, gives such good, solid consistency results every time. Wallace is singing because she's a Liverpool fan. Bill, I agree about it, but Bill, like you said, and consistently, and would like to see what Mr. Toon review, i.e. Paul made today's win against Bilbao, or does Billy know?
No, but you'll be able to know yourself tomorrow when we do the review shows, Kevin, tomorrow afternoon. Keep your eye out for notifications. Not sure when it is yet, but tomorrow afternoon sometime I think it will be. Before the Lionesses, obviously.
Definitely. Go through this comments guys a bit about the shirts as well. This is my first pre-season match watching the stream. I don't think I've ever heard St. James Park so quiet in the last 20 minutes. Well, mate, it's a friendly, mate. It's just a friendly.
And we were on the seat of our hanging by the seat of our pants, weren't we, trying to maintain this lead that we had? Yeah, it was a bit hairy at times. They hit the post, could have scored 2 or 3 times, made countless chances. So it was a bit iffy at the end, wasn't it? A bit hairy, scary.
Absolutely. They had a shot, curler shot, Grace to pull out for a goal kick. Naki Williams should have done better. The back had to make a double save. And I thought, oh my dears, he made that double save. And then after that, they had a few more chances. On another day, another way, a top quality team would have put those away. But it is what it is. And we just held on to the win, which I think is good. Would Eddie Howe be looking to field a strong starting 11 against Forest or less? For me, Joshua, I think it's got to be a strong team, Billy.
It'll be the strongest, I hope.
Has to be. And
it's got to be the strongest team. Sorry, it's got to be the strongest team because you know, although Forest have been promoted and have signed a lot of players, like 13 players now, but doesn't matter who you play, whether you're playing Forest or whether you're playing Hartlepool, you've got to play your strongest side at the end of the day.
Definitely.
You have to. You have to. You can't throw a weakened team against them lot because we need to get the 3 points and make a statement as well. Because we're good enough to beat Forest, by the way, for the pre-season friendlies I've seen this season. They're still not good enough. I want Shah and Botman at the back. That's going to happen soon.
The bit that I liked about Botman today, there's one bit that Botman did. He was played into real trouble from Dubravka. He had a man in front of him and he just put his foot under the ball and lifted it over him. And he was only about a yard away. Chipped it over him to Paul Dummy. It was a fantastic bit of play. Real quality.
Wow. That was cool playing out from the back. You've got the players to do it. Do it. But Lascelles struggled badly, did he? When they played the Toon as player out the back, he was absolutely clueless.
He was okay. He was okay when he just had to play a short pass, but as soon as he hit it long, it was just their goalkeeper's ball every time, every single time.
Exactly. Are you wearing the new shirt, away shirt, Tony? According to Kevin.
No, it's last year's travel polo that I'm wearing.
Cool. Can someone tell me what a clean sheet is? Apparently, his team got beat today, and
must be a Saturday then.
Wow. Bless him. It is calling me a start 11 next week. Well, I've got the message here, by the way. I'll tell you in a bit. Talking about Madison, Paul in a bit, man. Definitely going to talk about him. I thought Munoz would have had more time. I mean, look, he did get enough time, didn't he, to go on the pitch? He should have got at least half an hour to see what it's all about, but it is what it is. Botman playing for the future. Miggy can't score all the time unless you are Shira. Wow, cool. Away shirts remind me of the way Toon had in 97-98 used to have it too. Today was about giving the players 90 minutes to see if they can quote 5 subs next season will do well for us. I watch a lot of Forest. They'll be up for no doubt. They'll finally back to the top. I want to talk about the away strip today. Billy, what do you think of the away strip today? Do you like the away strip or?
Do you know what? When I first saw it on a picture, I didn't like it, but seeing it on the players, it looks fantastic. I've got to say, I like the way the blue and the gold mixed together. Even the shorts, yeah, I liked it very much so.
Yeah, I like it as well. Tony, do you like the way?
Yeah, I like it. I think it looks quite nice. The only thing I would have thought they might have done, and it's not a criticism, by the way, because I think the shirt's lovely, and it goes well with the shorts, which is better than like last year when we had the black shirt with the gold shorts. That looked rather odd, this season's. But no, what they wore today, no, I like that. The only thing I could say is it would have been nice if it was gold numbers on the back rather than white numbers.
Yeah, I agree.
To go with the gold on the front as well.
Yeah.
But other than that, no, I think the shirt's lovely. Yeah. But we still need to change kit supplier next year, though. Nike or Adidas.
I'll tell you one thing, though. If the Premier League were watching today, I think they'll allow Michael Oliver to referee, because I thought it was absolutely awful. Absolutely awful.
Yeah.
It was. It was worse than that Benfica referee the night. I thought it was disgusting, honestly. For both teams. It was bad for both teams. It was absolutely awful.
Yeah, referee last night was better. Peter Banks, wasn't he?
Yeah, much better. Much better.
Maybe
referees need a good pre-season also, but I thought he was disgusting today, Michael Oliver. Seriously did.
Billy, I mean, people say English referees are the world's best. They are not the world's best. They're absolutely clueless. A lot of them, do you know what I mean? Some of them shouldn't even be there, do you know what I mean? Howe. Just get former players to referee games, do you know what I mean? But where's these characters gone? Like referees, over those years, they used to have character sort of thing. You can have a laugh with them. You can have a joke with them. Now,
some of them, not all of them, John. Clive Thomas.
Yeah.
Clive Thomas, Christ.
Do you remember Paul Gascoigne when he went up to the referee and showed him the yellow card because he dropped the yellow card and the referee gave him a yellow card? Yeah. How stupid, That's Gaza. Gaza's a clown, but he should have just got on with it and said, oh, whatever, Gaza, and got on with it. But no, had to be serious and give Gaza the yellow card. Referees have got no sense of humour. Best referee in the world was Kalina, in my opinion. He was a hell of a referee.
Yeah, great ref.
100%. Bit of breaking news as well. I just got to tell you some Grace. She's been to the match today. Can't make it today, but she'll make it tomorrow. So Grace will be here tomorrow.
There you go.
And she'll play to this year. And we need some Paqueta. Here we go again. We need some Paqueta. Ada, hope you came, my guy. Max is the man. Ada, hit that subscribe button, mate. It's your first time, I believe. So please hit the subscribe button. Defense are now playing out from the back. And then you got Lascelles still playing long balls. Jesus Christ, that guy needs to be dropped, I'm telling you. I mean, you got to be ready for it as well. Wow, Billy, brutal. I tell you what, Annie loves you, by the way, Billy.
I've just been out in the boat, Annie, checking out the hull.
Yeah, you know what it is. So does he give you a hard time, Billy? Does he always give you a hard time, Annie?
No, it's more the other way around. To be fair, I love Annie too. He's a lovely lad. Crack it, and he's a real promising YouTuber. Pity he hasn't got the team to go with the quality of his YouTube presenting. Let's say.
Wow, I mean that way kit is a thing off beauty. Either yes, I'm hoping to get that as well. Exactly, John, but you're not playing with puppies, if you know what I mean. Exactly. I'm off to make me tea. Great, sure. Thanks for coming on, mate. And
enjoy it, Jules.
Enjoy it, Jules, man. We're basically below Sunderland at this rate. I hope you don't. I hope
Annie, things might be bad, but they're never going to get that bad, son. Seriously.
No.
Exactly.
Hey, Billy, I bet you're looking forward to tomorrow having a load of Mackhams down your way.
Well, it's at the stadium of shite, isn't it? So.
Oh, is it to wait to Sunderland? Is it? I thought it was a Coventry.
Yeah.
Ah, right, okay then. Oh well, not too bad then. At least you haven't got to worry about them.
Exactly. True. Yeah, got who had the last like couple of wins. Well done, Batten. Big up Stu, by the way. And to you as well, Jules. Pompey had some and painted that gun and shirt. Yeah, I get what you mean, man. And I'll go back to it as well. And we were nicknamed Shrimp. So Pompey are only 4 years younger than the Toon. Okay.
1996.
That's the next. Exactly. And 5 years as well. Bring back Berluigi Colina. Yeah. Bring him back. It's easy to criticise English refs. Weren't we all criticising the Benfica ref the other day? Of course he did.
He was blatantly biased towards Benfica, where Oliver was just shite for both teams. I thought he gave some real kind of mind-numbing decisions for both teams. It wasn't just for us. He gave some things against them that were, I thought, what? Weird. Just odd.
Exactly. Very, very strange. But, at the end of the day, sort of food, they don't perform like Mike Dean. Now he's retired. I'll criticise him simple as that. This referee should have retired years ago. Clown. After burgundy, blue, and gold, a red shirt and yellow goalkeeper shirt in the 6-7 season. Absolutely love it. I still have to get a black and white shirt. You good man, Josh. You do that plenty online. Tony mentioned Gaza. Can you remember when he scored that goal against Scotland in 96? Then the dentist chair celebration summed up Gaza in a nutshell. Then I've got Dino as well. Good morning to you, mate. Hope you're okay. To be fair, Benfica reference the worst I've seen in a while. Yo, John, my guy, you too, mate. Coventry playing Coventry. We're talking about Newcastle, man, but our Coventry playing at the Coventry Stadium while Commonwealth still going on, or
not this weekend, but I think they had the weekend after.
Yeah,
I think the Rugby Sevens has been on today. And I think that finishes way before next week, so I think they'll be at home next week. I don't know. I don't follow Coventry obviously, but I'll be following them tomorrow. Getting 3 points, that's for certain.
Yeah, Sun look good.
I've got the sky blue one in. I've got the sky blue one in tribute to.
Good man, Billy. It suits you, mate. It suits you. I know, but just keep it quiet. Gaza was a pure joke. Our class there is only one Gaza. Totally agree, man. I want to talk about. I don't know if you heard the news today, Billy and Tony, that James Maddison's been linked with us. We offered him 40 million quid. Right, Leicester turned it down. They're asking for 60 million instead. Now he's got 2 years left on his contract. I can tell you now, they will not get 60 million for James Maddison. I think it's a quality player, in my opinion. I think he walks into the Newcastle team 110%. I mean, what's your take on it, Tony, on James Maddison?
Well, I saw the news break this morning. Obviously, our friend, Mr. Edwards, put it out there because of a journalist on the East Midlands who covers for the Telegraph. And I think I shared it onto our messages as well this morning. We went in obviously with a £40 million bid. Leicester have said we're not entertaining that sort of money. Come back with, I don't think he's worth 60 million in my opinion. We've probably offered what we think he's worth. I mean, bearing in mind, he's not a bad player. I know you've done the dirt against us last year when he won that penalty, and it shouldn't have been a penalty. He's a bit of a diver at times, but he is a class player. I mean, he can play on the right wing, so that's a good start. He can play in the middle of the park, scores free kicks, scores goals. And at the end of the day, the stats are all there for him. I mean, he played 35 games, scored 12 goals, 8 assists. What more do you want from midfield? And he would improve our midfield tenfold with that sort of creativity and goal scoring, which is what we need in midfield. And we need that right winger who's got creativity. And like I say, he can play right wing, attacking midfield, left wing, or even midfield centre. So it's all there to see. But if we go back in and say maybe 50 million, then okay, that's fair enough. Transfer market value, they're saying he's worth about 41 million. So maybe Newcastle's gone in with the right offer. But it depends how desperate Leicester are for money, because I know they wanted to sell some players. I think Tielemans, we can pick him up for 25 million. That's being mooted around at the moment. I would take Tielemans as well. But 60 million, I'm not sure. Because if we're not valuing Diaby at 60 million, then there's no way James Maddison's worth 60 million. But yeah, I would definitely have him if a deal can be done and it's at the right price. But not at Newcastle tax, unfortunately. It's got to be at a normal level. I mean, if somebody like, say, another team went in there, like a Liverpool or a Man City, I bet they'd probably get him for about 45 million, if I'm honest. But because it's us, they think, we're just going to splash the cash, and that ain't happening. And as I've said time and time again, the club won't be held to ransom, and the club won't be mugged off.
And we're not getting rid of tough leave and this. It's as simple as that. Otherwise, we just go to someone else sort of thing. Because at the end of the day, right, they're going to need that money pretty soon. And then it's going to be too little, too late. So, yeah, I mean, Billy, what's your take on James? First of all, would you have at Newcastle? Secondly, is he worth the 60 mil? How much should you pay for him?
Well, firstly, I know that he's wanted to play for Newcastle since Callum Wilson signed him, and Callum Wilson are really good mates, both Coventry and same as me. So it's pretty well mooted that he wants to come play for us. That's the first thing I'll say. Secondly, he's not worth 60 million now. I'd pay 50 and not 60. I'm not sure it's actually a serious bid. I think it might be a kind of leverage thing to get Leon to agree to the release of Paqueta, because he's obviously the player we've been after. If we were to sign James Maddison, we wouldn't be signing Paqueta. So would I take him? Yes, absolutely, I would. Not to the detriment of Paqueta not coming, but if we're definitely not getting Paqueta, then I would definitely take James Maddison at £50 million all day long. I think it'd be a fan's favourite, and all this diving and stuff that we've hated for the last 3 or 4 years, suddenly we'd start liking it, I think, because these kind of players, when they play for your team, your opinion has changed, don't they? But yeah, I'll take him all day long. I think he's a special player. I think he's a far better player, for instance, than, let's say, Mason Mount, who's getting regular England games. I think he's a better player than him. So yeah, I would take him. Absolutely, I would.
Yeah, totally agree, man. Totally agree. For me personally, I say 50 million seals the deal. If Leicester turns that 50 million quid down, we just say, you know what? We're going to leave on the table, right? We're going to walk away. Come and contact us when you're happy with 50 million quid. I like James. I think he's a good player. I also watched him last season or 18 months ago. And I cannot remember also offered him 50 million, 60 million quid for him like at the time. But also, Leicester was turned down to a new contract. So for me personally, I'll go with you, Billy. I think he wants to come to Newcastle. I think it's open to move to Newcastle, right? But at the end of the day, it's down to money. And if they can agree a fee, I think James comes to Newcastle United. And I think he'll fit in 110%. So I don't know what you think of Tony.
Yeah. Do you think also, John, also they're saying, obviously, if Pope starts, obviously Dubravka's not going to be happy, is he? Now, obviously, Schmeichel's off to Nice. Now, they're saying Leicester are targeting Dubravka. Now then, could there be a deal there? Maybe part exchange Dubravka, say Dubravka plus, say, 40 million for Madison.
Excellent point.
Excellent point. Would you take that, guys? Would you take it?
Yeah, I think I would.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we have to go and get another keeper.
Well, they'd just keep Darlow, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like Middlesbrough being Steve Bruce's lot.
Hey, what's the score? 1-0.
Yeah.
One, get in. Oh, he gets a sack.
Oh,
And then
well,
we would
Cabbage
have
won't
to.
be happy.
He won't, will he? I tell you what, though, at the end of the day, right, they're all being boosted anyway. They're all being boosted. Every one of them. That's another day.
Yeah.
Would you sign any players for Forest, or would it be deadline signing? For me, as things stands, right, I think it could be a deadline signing because I think the prices will drop. Billy.
Prices will drop, but I wouldn't be surprised if we did sign somebody in the next 7 days. Absolutely not. Wouldn't be surprised at all. Because we definitely need something out. We've got depth all over the pitch apart from up front and on that right-hand side. So it makes sense to kind of target them areas. And if something comes about in them areas, I think we'll do it. But whether that happens in the next 7 days, it's possible. I wouldn't rule it out by any means. But certainly before the end of the transfer window, then 2 places will be filled, I imagine.
Yeah. Absolutely. Alan, thanks a lot, Alan, mate, for the intro. Talk about the intro. I could do a new intro, by the way. I mean, if I get a new intro, that'd be amazing. If someone can help his suits, that'd be fantastic. Manson's a good player, but he's not worth the 16 mil. Kevin Manson, I meant earlier on, as I said, on the BBC website. Let's look at this one. The Mackerons could be bottom than the I can get a ball. 60 mil is pushing it. I agree. But striker's priority as well. Good player, but a bit too much. I think it was a straightforward million cash. Leicester will accept. We probably offer an installment package of 10 to 15 million cash. And I personally think Cornelia a better option than Mad. Anderson, Alexander Stay looks a lot nicer now. Well, I used to run there doing sports day, school DS. Billy, are you attending any events for this Commonwealth Games?
Nah, I'm not going to bother. I'll just watch on the telly, as I always do.
Fair enough. Anyone happy the fact Man U's off trying to get Sesko? I mean, nobody knows, Tony, about this sort of thing. You know what I mean? I watched another channel. I'm not going to mention it on here, but it's a cracking channel. But at the end of the day, right, I think Sesko is a young lad. I don't know a lot about him, right? I have no clue what he's like. I heard he's pretty good, but I've never watched him, so I can't give you the answer. 30 million quid it'd be costing.
Yeah, no, before when his name was mentioned, I'd never heard of him, if I'm honest. But I did do a little bit of digging and looking around at him. He's just a 19-year-old striker. They played against Liverpool in a friendly and he scored the other night. And I saw the goal and it looked a pretty good goal. He took it well. So £30 million for a 19-year-old who is tipped to be another Erling Haaland. I think, if there's a deal there to be done and we can get him, the problem is it's Salzburg aren't wanting to sell because they've just sold a striker, haven't they? So, and last year they obviously sold, and last year they sold Patson Daka to Leicester City. So it's whether we can get him. If we can get him, that would be a good signing. I know the same Man U's joined the party and all this, but to be fair, I can see us beating Man U to him because he may think, do I want to go there? Or do I want to go to Newcastle? Where am I going to get more playing time? He may get more playing time with us than he would at Man United. So he may come to us. But 30 million, if that's the deal, then yeah. There's even suggestions that we could even do a deal and then loan him back to Salzburg for the season. But I would think, well, why would we pay all that money just to loan him back to a club for a season? It doesn't make good business sense in my eyes. So I would say, if we are going out for him, go and get him and bring him here. But like I say, I ain't heard too much about him. But I don't know if Billy knows much more about him than I do. But I didn't know about him until he was mentioned. So, but yeah, I think he'd be a good buy. He's a young player, and he can learn a lot as well off Callum Wilson.
Yeah, absolutely. The guy's 6'4". He's an absolute beast. He scored 22 goals out on loan. I can't remember which club it was, but he definitely scored 22 goals out on loan before he went back to Salzburg, and he looks an absolute talent. Does anyone yet, fellas, on Anthony Gordon? Can't see him joining Newcastle from Everton, but what do you think, Billy? Would you take Anthony Gordon? Interesting.
I don't like him, but he's a good player, if you know what I mean. He's rather like the James Maddison, isn't he? He's a bit of a rat, but he's a hell of a player. He'd fill a space. Yeah, I'm kind of got that about him. He's obviously a very good player with bags of potential, but what an absolute dick he is, I've got to say. And the way he behaved at Goodison Park in our game was nothing short of disgraceful, but hell of a player. I mean, I'd rather look elsewhere, to be fair.
Yeah, I think he's a good player, but I don't think he's ready yet. He's got to do it again for Everton, see what he does. Stop cheating, improve his game, stop diving about the pitch, and he'll be one hell of a player. And he does that. We'll go back to him in the future years. Also, remember right, didn't Howe say he wanted all his players in before the season started?
Possibly, but sometimes it's not possible, is it?
Nah, absolutely. Tony's on about a swap. They don't seem to happen so much these days, or am I wrong?
No, it doesn't happen much these days. Basically, sort of agents get involved, don't they? And players swapping places isn't money, is it? And they want money, so that's probably one of the reasons why it doesn't happen.
Absolutely. True. Let's go back to this comment here from Foxy, Tony. Madison, on his deer, is world class. Unfortunately, he doesn't have that deer a lot. Poor consistency, and also seems to pick up injuries quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he is world class on his day. But remember, last season, Leicester, not just Madison, but all round were a poor side last season. They didn't seem to hit the heights where they should have been, really. I would have thought they would have finished in a Europa Conference League, if I'm honest. They should have been challenging for 6th or 7th place. But they had a lot of struggles last season. Don't know what that was down to. I don't know if that was down to them playing in Europa Conference League games as well, because they went all the way to the semi-finals where they lost to Roma. But overall, I mean, Madison is a good player. And the thing is, though, what you got to remember is it's all right. People coming up with the stats saying, oh, he's injured a bit. But when he comes to play for us, he's going to play for a manager of Eddie Howe's caliber. And Eddie Howe is good with players' fitness, as he's already proved. I mean, when he walked into our club last year, the players were only 60% fit. And look how fit Howe got them. So I think he could keep Madison off the treatment table and keep him on the pitch longer than he is doing at Leicester. But yeah, I don't, at the end of the day, he is a great player. And, if we can get him, why not? Let's go and do a deal and get him. But it's one of those, like we did with Lille, it's whoever blinks first. Do we just stick at 40 and say that's all we're giving and hope for the fact that Leicester might say, do you know what? Do you want to give that 40 million Madison? Like Lille did with Botman. They wanted so much and we said, that's all we're paying. Take it or leave it. And what happened? Lille blinked first and we got Botman. So that's the other thing. And just quickly going back to Benjamin Sesko, when he said he had that scoring season, he played in second Liga, which I think is in Austria. And in 30 games, he scored 21 goals.
Wow. The thing is with Sesko, he's 6'4", but he's got the feet of Messi. I mean, the little bit of skill that's been on YouTube where he absolutely made Andrew Robertson look an absolute mug the other night. It was absolutely unbelievable bit of skill. Got all the tricks and a good finish also, and also young. So maybe the buy him now and loan him back for the season is the only way to go, because they don't want to, Salzburg don't want to go without losing both the main strikers in one foul swoop. Might be the only way to get him, because this time next year it'll be worth 3 times that, maybe twice.
Can I not take Chris Wood?
Yeah. Can he speak German, or Tony? Can he speak German?
I'm sure he can learn quick.
He can't speak goals, that's for certain.
Go, man. Brilliant.
But as I said about Madison, this could be a political move, if you like, to try and leverage Leon and to think, oh dear, we're moving, we're going to miss out on some money here, and maybe loosen things up that way. Possible.
That's a very good shout, Billy Ashley. That's a very good shout, because they're probably thinking, oh, they're not going to come to us. They're going to go to Leicester and say, hang on a minute, we take the money now. You know what I mean? So they're probably shitting themselves at this moment in time.
Possible.
And
do you swear then, John?
Sorry. I was just shiting myself. Sorry.
2 swearers.
2, yeah.
Not good.
It's
stop failing you.
Don't worry about it.
That's not like me to swear, but there you go. I'll let
Chelsea, a few go today. Don't worry about it.
I know. We won today, so why not?
Yeah.
Chelsea's got Ryan for 47 mil, so definitely we can get a good striker in for 50 mil instead of Madison for 60 mil. That's a fair shout, mate. That's a fair
Yeah,
shout.
it depends on what's left on the contract, isn't it? I mean, 60 mil is a bit steep for Madison with only 2 years left. Like we've been saying, 10 million less than that. Happy days.
Exactly. Leicester won Odysseus Vlachminimos from he's a Benfica goalkeeper, by the way. Vlachminimos, that's the one. He's a goalkeeper, by the way.
Remember when he used to be with Pliers? Vlachminimos and Pliers. Tease me.
We were linked to him though back in January.
Was we?
That keeper, yeah, from Benfica. Yeah, we were linked to him back in January.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. We was linked to him before, but now came through that as well because they wanted a lot of money and actually just didn't want to pay that sort of money. So, I mean, wow, that's actually for you. Sesko, John, that's what I go for now. 30 million. Apparently, Sesko played very, very well against Liverpool. I think Alex from Toon Review was in one of him when looking at his stats. And could be wrong, though. I need City to win, people, because my life will be unbearable, man. No full feet, it's cooking and the tea. I can't cook, so it's either a chippy or an Indian if 4 wins. I tell you what, my guy, you better listen to your wife. You better listen to your wifey. What else? Mitchell score in Haaland.
No chance.
No chance. But for me, Harry Kane would be England top scorer next season. That's my bet. Sounds like Madison and yeah. Gazan goes like Grealish. I play everyone here, so let's see plays for a team. Listen, lad, let the back and port 5 position. That's what boxers have to do a part of getting their heads punched in. Oh, wow. Talking about Madison, last couple of years, not just last season, 13 injuries in the last 3 seasons.
Yeah, it's a fair comment. And this is why his consistency is down the pan a little bit, because what happens is he looks well beaten for 2 or 3 months, gets a little niggle, he's out for 2 or 3 weeks. When he comes back, he ain't the same player as he was before the injury. Builds himself up, then has that bit of form again, then gets another niggle. So he does get little niggles. You're right, Foxy, what you say there. And that affects his consistency.
Exactly. And you know what it is, right? I mean, and he still won 60 million for this guy. Take the injuries into consideration, man. And Howe sorted Shelby's fitness out. Shelby said never felt so knackered under Howe. Never had that on the boost. I remember he said that before, by the way, on the boost. War Eddie's the next Keegan, not Fergie. And that's a big one there. So this one, Wayne, obviously Howe be more like Robson. Robson's better margin than Keegan all day long. More mentally stable too. And Wayne told us to shut up. You're tagging the P. Not like me to swear. Tell us to shut up on my channel, you cheeky get with. I'll get you for that. I want to go back to Timo Werner, right?
Yeah.
You know he's on 272k a week, right?
Yeah.
And me personally, if he's the half of that, I wouldn't take him. I mean, what do you think? Not for me.
Well, as I said the other day, John. If we were to get Timo Werner on loan, okay, so see Chelsea say, yeah, okay, you can have him on loan for the season with a view to a permanent move next summer. So we go in there and say, right, okay, we'll have him on loan. He's on 200. Can you contribute 50% of his wages? Now, if Chelsea say they will, then you get him in. If they don't, you then say, right, okay, no worries, we'll move on, because there's no way we're going to break that wage structure. I think the highest earners, is Bruno on 120 grand a week. Now, obviously, if you're going to half that, you're talking, you say 272,000 a week. So you're talking what? That's what, 136,000 a week. So we're going to have to break it by about 16 grand a week. But then at least you get to see how he goes through the season. If he does well in the season, and we think next season we go out and buy him, depending how well he does. If he doesn't do well, you then, you send him back to Chelsea. Because the last Chelsea player we got in played absolutely brilliant for half the season, come back in for a full season, and I think by Christmas we sent him back to Chelsea because he wasn't very good, and that was Kennedy. But I think Werner's a lot better than what Kennedy is, if I'm honest. But if that is the chance that we can get him on loan and they'll pay 50% the wages, then I think there's a deal to be done there. Because I think next season is when the wages will start going up. But they don't want to upset the apple cart this season by pushing the wages up too much.
That's sort of funny thought there. The first half season we had him, it was Berlin Wall Kennedy, and the second full season was Dallas Kennedy.
he was terrible, wasn't he? Absolutely terrible.
That game at Cardiff was the worst game I think I've seen any Premier League player ever play.
Oh, yeah, I remember that game.
Every time he had the ball, and then for some reason he took a penalty at the end and obviously missed it.
Yeah.
It was absolutely awful.
He did score against Man United, by the way.
No, I'll give him credit then.
Yeah, it was 2-up and still lost the game. If Sir Bobby was manager now with the new owners, I think he'd be reveling in it. He would be very, very eager to get a few amazing players. I think he would, 100%. And Giovanni Jones, I can't know who Giovanni Jones is, but I can't see him going to Ajax instead. More expensive Joshua and better food. I would love Timo Bud, but like I said, it's wages. For me personally, and it's only my opinion, 202k a week. It's a bit rich. That's 136 as well, for half that. And it's a hard one, really. I'll probably go for Sesko or something like that. I'll go for a youth project as well up front, but still. And we've got some games next Saturday against Forest. We're going to talk about that. I've got Foxy as well. Kennedy was really poor for Flamengo on loan, also. Fans booed him wherever he touched the bar, which made Flamengo terminate this loan early. I'm not surprised, Tony.
No, I'm not surprised. I mean, he's been on a fair few loans since he was with us, hasn't he? He's been to Granada, I think, in Spain. And he's just not cutting it anywhere, is he? So, is he just one of these players who's seen the living for football, or but he's just never replicated any sort of form, has he, since he was with us? But he's just and he's obviously not rated at Chelsea, because if he was, he'd be in the first team.
He's had some minutes pre-season though, Toon. I've seen him playing pre-season for him. They look quite good as well, to be fair.
Oh, maybe unless Thomas Tuchel's got a tune out of him, maybe then yeah. But if he doesn't do that consistently, I think he'd be out the door, Chelsea. So because they're going to be overcrowded. And obviously, I know we talked about Werner there, and another player I just want to quickly touch on, who I think maybe might be another one that we could get from Chelsea on loan, is Christian Pulisic. I would take him. He can play on the right wing, can't he?
Yeah.
And, he doesn't get many opportunities at Chelsea. He plays maybe 3 games and then he's out the team. Where with us, he'd play basically every game. So another one, I don't know what his wages are at Chelsea. But again, maybe we could go in there, get him on loan, get Chelsea to pay half his wages maybe, come to an agreement, and then maybe sign him permanently next summer. Because I think he's a good player, but he's just doesn't get a very regular run of games at Chelsea, unfortunately.
What's
the
up,
most blatant penalty you've ever seen Middlesbrough should have had there. Not given.
Oh my God.
Absolute stonewall. Of course, the Championship hasn't got VAR, but it's the most stonewall penalty you'll ever see.
Bloody hell. Probably Steve Booster told him we don't want VAR, and he's got away with it. But can't see it anyway. But, if that's the case, that is shocking. Absolutely shocking. And yes, I agree, Kevin. Sir Boyd's going to be sadly missed. I think it was grandfather in English football.
He was a fantastic club manager, but international. Sorry. Not.
Fair enough. Excellent performance from the lads. Matt Ritchie had a good game. Thoughts? I think he did all right. But long term for me, I'd definitely be picked next Saturday. It's a beautiful day. It certainly is to be a fan. And Bobby could spot a talent at small price, lads. Can never forget him. Hello, guys. First for Mr. Singh. I'm back again. We're all back again. An American player for Newcastle wouldn't be the first one, though. It's Billy watching 2 games on the TV at once.
Yeah, it's half time. The one in it, so I'll switch over to the one at the Riverside.
And do you know who's going to win the Community Shield? As things stands, I think it'll be Liverpool at the minute. Right, we're going to give it a few more minutes before we wrap up. I know you've got things to do. And let's have a look at this one from Foxy. To be fair, some players don't handle being loaned out all the time. If Kennedy made a move from Brazil to a smaller team like the Charleston or Watford, his career could have been very different. Look at that one again. Tony.
Did Kennedy go to Watford? Kennedy went somewhere before he came to us, didn't he? Was it Watford he went to?
Yes, he did. Yes,
I think he did.
Sure
yeah, he did, and he played well for Watford, didn't he? If I remember.
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's done it. He's done all right. I think he's done all right there. But half the season is brilliant for Newcastle, but the full season not for me. So I mean, I was going to say, I'm going to ask you guys a question as well. Who's going to be your surprise Newcastle player of this season? Who's going to be a big surprise? Who's going to be surprise package?
Oh, well, that's going to be a tough one, isn't it? Because obviously we're not finished the transfer window yet. So, but as things stands at the moment, I mean, Bruno was we knew he was a quality player anyway. And when he came to the club, he was only supposed to be a defensive midfielder, but he's chipped in with like 5 goals in 11 games. So, my surprise player this season, I think's going to be Joe Willock, because he's got to cut it this season now. He's got to really show and kick on, and I think now he's had a full pre-season under Eddie Howe. He's not got the problems now he had with Bruce, where Bruce stuck him out in the middle of nowhere, didn't leave him near the city centre because he didn't want him having the high life and the big market or anything like that. So he was shoved out in the middle of nowhere. He wasn't happy. He'd had COVID and then he had the injury, but Eddie Howe sorted all that out. And he looked good today, and he's looked all right in pre-season. And if he kicks on, I think he could be the surprise package this season in the Premier League.
Good shout. And Billy, same question for you, mate.
Well, I'm going to go to last night's game and pick out the 2 midfielders, Sean Longstaff and Elliot Anderson. Both were outstanding. So I'm going to say Sean Longstaff. I thought he was outstanding last night. Absolutely outstanding.
Yeah, I tell you what, I think he's getting better and better now, like Sean Longstaff. He really is, and he has stepped up. But that injury he had, right, he wasn't the same player, but Eddie Howe sorted him out, and he's been a different player altogether, sort of thing, you know what I mean? I mean, he doesn't seem to get the ball away as much. His passing ability is good, and he gets stuck in, which I think is good. And got Anson, really a big surprise from St. Kevin.
Yeah,
and Barneswell was a surprise for me. Anderson too. And I'm hoping to see more youth players surprise from me. I'm going to say Joe Willock and Miggy Almiron this season. I think Joe Willock will get back to the course, which you saw when he came out on loan. And as for Miggy, it's going to be a big season for him. I just hope we see the real Miggy Almiron this season, banging in the goals, creates a chance as well, taking on players, get the shots in as well. And if he does that, guys, I think we've got a fantastic player in our hands, and Miggy, he can turn his career around as well. And Spencer and Munoz and Gareth say, thank you. Great show as usual. Gareth, I'm glad you love me, sure. Thank you so much indeed. And on that bombshell, we're going to wrap up. And I know you guys are busy. And I was going to say, Tony, where do we find you on your channel, mate, before we go on to Billy's?
Yeah, so just down there, Tony Tooney 31. And that's on Twitter. You can find me there. Give me a follow, and I follow you back straight away, or whenever I can. Yeah,
fantastic. And Billy, where are you going to find you on your socials, mate?
Yeah, I'm Billy Trey on Twitter, and you'll find me on the Toon Review most nights of the week.
Fantastic. You got a show tonight, or
no? We haven't got a night off. I've seen that comment earlier from Sefton on about fish and chips and curries. I think an Indian's in the hand here, starving.
Hey, I'm going to have Chinese tonight as well, by the way. And I don't have a Chinese or an Indian tonight. I don't know. One of the two, but I've got a sneaky feeling it could be an Indian. But my mum will probably have the same one I'm going to have as well. So we'll see.
No date tonight, John?
No, not until she's working. She's working tonight. And I'm at Newcastle next Saturday. And then when I come back, I'm gonna see if I can see her during the day if she goes back to work, sort of thing. So our day's going really well. It's going fantastic. Yeah, so I mean, not going to rush into anything. She's fine. She's lovely, and you
What
never
team
know,
does she
mate.
support, John?
She
Man,
doesn't,
you.
mate.
That's what I heard, John.
Hey,
Chip has told me that.
Chipper's word.
Chippers is Chippers, isn't he? At the end of the day, you know, end of the day, he loves to stir things up, that guy. But listen, I love Chippers, by the way. He's a voice of reason, by the way, and he talks a lot of flipping sense as well. Like I said, Speakers Conformance Live, be sure. Thanks, Seft. I hope to see Chris will surprise us. That's in Joshua. I hope you're right, mate, and surprise us in a good way. Let's hope that is the case. But no, she's not a United fan. She doesn't support anyone at all. But you never know. What I got next? When I got to St. Joe's next week, I'll probably get a lot of stick. But there you go. But still, for me,
I'm gonna have pizza tonight anyway. So I'll join in with the food thing. Yeah, I'll have pizza. Yeah, barbecue chicken and margarita. Yeah, lovely.
Good man. Good man. And if you'd like to find us on the socials, there's the links in there. It's John_NEFC42 on Twitter, John Sinclair 50 on Insta, and John Sinclair TV on YouTube, also on Facebook, also on Twitch as well. So I've got some socials there. So if you want to follow us on either of those socials, go ahead and I'll try and find you back in a good way as well. And we're going to end up with this one. A Man U supporter, Joshua. No, I'm not. And just because you're in India, my guy, right? We can't even reach this, you know. I'll get Annie to reach you, by the way. And then I've got the last one as well. Let's have a look at this one. There's only one United, John.
Newcastle.
And I keep saying United, don't I? A lot of people keep saying United as well. If Paul has to say that, he'll probably kill us when he sees us next week. But there you go. But still, well, guys, thanks for watching, for coming on. Thanks for the chat as well. And like I say, if you like the video, like I see, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Also, we've got super chat. You can either use it here or you can use it on the thanks option. Just give what you can, what the channel's worth, and let's become a member. Just click on the $99p. Guys, I'm with you two guys backstage. And wow, Indian looks like Billy if Paul wins.
I'm thinking the same, mate. I've got to be honest. Whoever wins.
Exactly. And I've just realised they're playing at the King Power in Leicester, and I've just realised I didn't realise that's where they were. I thought it was Wembley, and I thought, hang on, gone because it's a women's final tomorrow. That's why they're at the King Power.
Yeah, exactly. Go on, Billy.
I thought Salah was clean through there, but he got pushed wide.
Fair enough. John, I hope you don't support Man U. She doesn't support anyone yet. And good, sure, John. Thank you, Josh, and bye, John Tolly. Thanks so much, indeed. So I'm gonna sign off, and I'm back tomorrow with Grace. I think it'll be 3 o'clock, so keep your eyes peeled for that, guys. And until then, it's a goodbye for now.
Goodbye.